Welcome to the Wheelhouse. I'm your host here for Wheelchair Wednesday. My name is Wheelchair Rick, otherwise known as just Rick. I got a nice special guest coming to us all the way today from the great state of California. But before we get to her, let's go ahead and roll the good old intro, which you never know. This show might soon be sponsored by a special wheelchair brand. We don't know yet. Let's just cross our fingers and hope, but we'll keep you informed. Until then, welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday. All right, y'all, let's welcome to the stage Miss Carly Begley. What's going on? How you doing?
Hey.
All right. So, why don't we go ahead and start out by just introducing yourself, tell people who you are, and then the most basic question is how did it happen? Your injury, and how'd you get injured?
Okay, so I'm Carly. I'm 43 from the Bay Area, California, and I was injured when I was 14, which I'm old now. So I was in 1996. It'll be 30 years in September. I was on a quad and I missed a spot in this sand trail and flipped off or fell off of it, and the bike rolled down and landed on my back and severed my spine.
Ouch.
I'm T12 L1 para.
Okay. And that was how long ago, you said?
In 1996.
1996. Most of the people
Labor
watching were not even born then.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ah, no, I'm just joking. We got some
It'll be 30
OGs.
years this year.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that I mean, I don't know. I guess it's almost like, when you look at it like that, it's almost like an old car. You know what I mean? Like how old is a car before it becomes like a classic or an antique, before you can get those plates
Yeah.
to go to car shows? And you've been down for so long. You're an OG. Like, you are the OG wheelchair.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Since the 90s. I mean, there's people that's been in it since the 80s too, probably still around.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of innovations since then, I'd say.
No, for sure. Well, my wheelchairs are still classics, so.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they still have like shows where they bring out old stuff, antiques and custom stuff and wheelchairs. And I mean, it's called like a. What's it called? It's like a disabled
Disabilities Expo?
Disabilities Expo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I still haven't been to one of those. I want to go to one of those. You ever
They're
been to one?
actually pretty cool. I used to go all the time, but they stopped doing them up here in my area. They just do them in Southern California now, so.
Oh, yep. That's where a lot of them are. That in Florida.
Yeah.
It's always where it's nice and sunny and warm. You'll never find them in like
Right.
Michigan or Milwaukee. So moving right along here, what is your, you've been around for a long time, we've established that. In those years, what would be your biggest pet peeve about being in the chair?
It's probably just the stupid things that people say to me. It's like, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they realize what they're saying to me, but like, it's just, sometimes I'm just like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I feel bad. Like, if people are like, I'm getting in and out of my car, or I'm, in the grocery store and I'm pushing a cart and they always offer me help. Like, I get that part, but it's like, so for example, I work at CVS and I'm at a register, and I have customers coming up to me constantly saying, "Oh, it must be so nice that your boss lets you sit down while you cashier."
Oh,
and I'm like,
hell no.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Like,
I'm like, do you
yeah,
see
I
the
just
wheels?
found this wheelchair to just sit in because I was bored.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the first one I think I've heard of that, but
Yeah,
it happens all the
yeah,
time. You get the dumbest comments. Some of them are just like old people. You're just like, oh yeah, that's cute. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I know. Well, I responded and I'm like, yeah, my boss is the greatest.
Right. You just kind of you gotta smile at it and move along.
Right.
So yeah, that's a good one. What about your biggest fear about being in a chair?
At this point, after so many years, it got really easy for a really long time after being in it for so long, but now it's starting to get harder as I get older. And my biggest fear is that I'm just not able to do all the things that I have learned to do over the years of being in the chair. You know what I mean? Like I
Hmm.
became really super independent, after so long of being in the chair and using it for so long. And now I'm just getting to the point where like my shoulders hurt all the time, or my hands are filled with arthritis and tendonitis. And it's hard to push, it's hard to transfer, it's hard to do a lot now that I'm getting older. And I've been using my arms and everything for so long. I'm falling apart, and it's really starting to get kind of difficult to keep up with everyday life. And that's my biggest fear, is that I'm just not going to be able to do it anymore. And I love being an independent person.
Right. Well, as you were like responding to that question, I'm listening to your answer. It gives me another question, which
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever asked before, which I think is an interesting question. So hear me out.
Sure.
When I was in the hospital and
Hmm.
I got, because I was in an accident, I had full coverage on my car. A lot of people know when you're in auto injury, it gives you like special perks. So
Hmm.
I got a manual chair, but then right after I got a power chair. So I got both.
Right.
Um, I used my manual chair for the first 2 years or whatever where we were at, and then when we moved and came here, there was more property, and obviously to drive my van, I had to use my power chair because it was locked in the Easy Lock system.
Right.
So I find it more easy in the power chair to move around my property and stuff. So I don't even never get out. If you had the choice back in the day to get a power chair, would you have done that to save yourself for a little bit?
Um, to be honest with you, probably not,
No.
because I feel like it made me a stronger person.
Yeah.
It made me, really have to. I don't know what the word I want to say is. I felt like it made me a stronger person to be able to
Resiliency.
maneuver myself and move around. Yeah, and get myself around. Now I would love to take my power chair everywhere with me.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't have the joy of having a van with a wheelchair lift in it. So I can't take my power chair anywhere outside of my home unless I'm going down the street or something. But so I'm constantly in a power chair when I go to work, when I go to the store, when I go anywhere, in a manual chair, I mean.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I mean, maybe halfway through, but in the very beginning, I think that it made me become a stronger person and made me really, uh, God, how do I want to say? Like, it just taught me how to like be this new person that I became. Not a
No.
new,
Right.
you
Right.
know what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
and like as I'm thinking about it, like manual chairs are a lot more nimble. You can get around a lot quicker. They
Yeah.
just don't have the luxuries, of a power chair, obviously. But um, I do see the pros and cons, but just depending on the whole degree of the day. You know what I mean? Like, what do you
Right.
need to do? What's.
Right.
So
Well, my accident happened like 4 days before my freshman year of high school. And the high school that I ended up having to go to after I got out of rehab had these huge driveways and these huge hills to get, and we had off campus lunch. But I couldn't go anywhere because I didn't know how to push a wheelchair yet. I didn't have the strength to push up a huge hill. So
right.
it was a little difficult for me at first, but as the years went on, I could bang out those hills no problem.
Mm-hmm. Um, I'm looking at myself like I'm like, why am I like looking at a cave? I'm over here all darked out. I need to turn on the dang house lights. Is why. There we go. All right, a little better. So, where are we at here? Okay, yeah. So we got our biggest fear. So that's what I'm talking about. We veer off a little bit, and that's fine. What about dating slash married? What's that been like for you?
Uh, On and off. I actually have two children. One is 21 and the other is 10. So I've been able to have kids, and I've been in relationships that have, some have been great, some have been long, some have failed. So I'm just here.
Right, right. Yeah, I feel you. What do you think it's like? I mean, Is it just dating in general, period, minus not even being in the chair, or do you think it's like has something to do with the chair, or what?
I think it's just dating in general. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like once somebody kind of gets to know, I mean, this is my personal, so it's like when somebody gets to know
Right.
me, like I don't know if they really, that's such a big factor in the situation anymore. They kind of like all my friends, like they don't even realize, they don't even see it anymore. It's just like it's just there.
Yeah.
So I feel like the same in a relationship. I feel like it kind of just fades away after a while, and it becomes more about the same kind of arguments that every relationship has, or the same kind of issues that every relationship has, regardless of being in a wheelchair or not.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I see that. Makes sense. I've heard from a lot of different people that like, they like the dating pool is just soiled, like it's horrible now, like, and just to try to
Oh, yeah.
get on these dating apps or whatever is like, it's you might as well forget about it. I don't know, like I'm
Yeah.
lucky that I met my beautiful beautiful fiance before like all these dating apps and stuff. Um, and it back when people actually used to meet people face to face and like
Mhm.
you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's there. Think there should be a better place for people like that, or like in wheelchairs to meet people. Not people in
Yeah.
wheelchairs, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like
Right.
have
No,
like a site or something.
right.
Not a
I mean, I've kind
devotee
of been
site,
on a
but
couple. I've kind of been on a couple like a long time ago that I found online, but then it gets all these weirdos that are just like devotee
yeah,
kind of
devotees.
people. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. That's what I mean. It would
Yeah.
have to be it would have to be heavily vetted and like
Yes.
super like monitored. I guess I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
For sure.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's somebody was talking. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, "So we would literally have to get a helicopter, a plane, and like live on our own island, and all of us handicapped people could just live together in peace, knowing that we know what each other needs, and then we would just
Yeah. Yeah.
live in
Yeah.
harmony. Like every building would be accessible. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't know. I'm like that's living in dream world, but that would be
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
crazy to see, wouldn't it?
It would. It would.
If
And
there's
it's
a
those
town in
things that,
South Florida, let me know. I'll come down there and check it out.
yeah, it's those things that able-bodied people don't realize is an issue until they're around somebody in a wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, all right. What about something that you wish you could do now that you can no longer do?
Oh gosh. When there's just I think that it's with my age now, it's just freaking get through the day,
Right,
not be
right.
an adult. But it's really mostly like I just wish that I could go for a run, go for a walk, just go, you know, just do things a lot smoother.
Yeah,
Just not have to and not have to deal with all the issues. I just wish that that's pretty much one thing that I wish I didn't have to deal with. Is just the stuff that comes along with being, a
yeah,
paraplegic or a quadriplegic or you know what I mean? Like that's, you know.
yeah. It's definitely you. It's a plan, man. You got a plan. Everything you have to do, you got to plan. Okay, well, we got to be there by 9. That means I got to get up at 7. We got to start my routine. We're gonna have to take a shower. Got to get me dressed. We got to get. You know what I mean?
It takes a long time. Yeah,
Right.
it takes a long time to do things now,
People
and
don't
I
get. You
wish that I
don't
could
can't just jump out of bed and go. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to be that person too, and it was a great life. I got to sleep in, and like I'm good. I still got 15 minutes. I'll jump up, take a shower real quick,
Right.
and then I'm gone. But now it's like, yep, put an
And
hour on that.
going out, just enjoying activities. You know what I mean? I wish I could do a lot of things. Like camping is just not easy anymore, especially as I'm older now. It's like camping isn't easy anymore.
Oh
I
yeah, I
don't
miss camping too. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't go on roller coasters and things like that. And it's just those little things.
yeah. The roller coaster thing hit me pretty hard last year. We went to Orlando in July, hottest freaking day of the year.
Oh, gosh.
114 degrees out,
Mm,
and I'm talking like the humidity was it's different down there.
that's horrible. Yeah.
It's not as bad as up here, because up here we have a wet humidity, so it's really like bogs you down. Down there, it's more of a dry humidity, but it's like you're in an
Yes.
oven. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
that's
man.
pretty much like how it is here. It's just like a hot. It's not like
Yeah.
a breathing hot. It's a hot.
Yeah. Yep. I shout out to Moe's Bar down there with the Simpsons. I'm serious. They got a whole Simpsons thing down there in Orlando. It's great. I loved it. Universal
Oh,
Studios.
nice.
I was at Moe's Bar drinking with Homer Simpson and all them, staying cool. And then SpongeBob, the SpongeBob exhibit was right by all the roller coasters, so I got to sit at the SpongeBob and wait for everybody to get off. And oh, he had the coldest air. It was so good.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah,
haven't been down. I've only been there once, and it was years and years ago.
they were so cool too. All the workers inside were like, "Oh no, take as much time as you want. You good? You want a water, dude?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I got my water and stuff." But yeah, so it's definitely, I'm gonna bring up this right now. What about traveling? Because like we had to travel to go down there, but I drove down there. I didn't take a plane or nothing. Like I won't take a plane nowadays. There ain't no way. What about you?
I used to be totally cool with it. I mean, I was on a wheelchair basketball team for a really long time, and we went all over the US. So like I really got used to traveling. And I did a lot, but there was this one incident where I was on an airplane. I had my kids with me. It was just the three of us, and my youngest was like maybe 10 months old. He still wasn't even really walking yet or anything. We get on the airplane, first before everybody, get on the aisle chair, get on my seat, and me and my kids sit down. And I hadn't bought a seat for the baby. I just had him on my lap, and that's how it was supposed to be. Well, the flight attendant comes over and says, well, this side of the airplane only has two air masks that come down. On that side of the airplane, there's three. So we're going to have to move you to that side. But we're going to do it after everybody loads onto the plane. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So they load everybody onto the plane, and then they come back up with the aisle chair. They get me in the aisle chair. Well, mind you, the spot that I was on, there wasn't a wall. Like it was the very front seat, but there wasn't like anything in front of us. On the other side, there was like a wall. So there was only a limited amount of space to get next to the seat to transfer in. And of course, the armrests and stuff don't come up. So that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Oh, of course.
I go to get in the seat on the other side from the aisle chair, and I tell the guy, I said, I can't make this transfer. I can't do it. He goes, oh, no worries, I'll help you.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, okay.
I go to transfer, and he dropped me.
Oh
and
yeah,
I literally
knew it.
fell in between the seats and the wall.
Oh
Banged my
no.
leg up against the side of the airplane, heard a pop, and then he made me, because they couldn't get in there to pull me back up, made me crawl to the other side of the airplane and get back in the seat I was originally sitting in, and had me ride the plane from there.
He made you crawl to the other side of the
With
airplane.
all these people watching, my 10-month-old screaming his head off.
Oh my
Yeah, it was
gosh.
super embarrassing. I get to my destination, and I look at my foot and leg, and it's purple. I go to the hospital. I broke my leg, my foot, and my ankle from that fall.
That is one of the craziest stories that I've heard here on Wheelchair Wednesday,
Yeah.
folks. And I tell you what, I've heard a
flying for
doozy
me-
of.
Yeah, so flying for me is not as exciting anymore as it used to be.
Yeah, I would say, oh yeah, to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've heard multiple horror stories about not only flying in a wheelchair, just flying in general.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm good. I think I'll just be in my car that I pay for and that I can
Right.
buy tires for and just go travel the country and stop if I want and go check this monument out and really be on the ground and see America instead of just fly over it. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing that cracks me up is TSA still makes people in wheelchairs take their shoes off. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, hey, you know what though? That would be perfect to like use them. They probably started doing that, using wheelchair people as mules,
Yeah.
stuffing stuff down on their shoes and soles of their shoes and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't
So
surprise me.
funny.
Yeah, that's a doozy, man. Wow. Well, I'm glad you got off of that at least. You know what I mean? And if I was you, I'd have sued the damn airplane company.
Oh, it was a long time coming, and not one lawyer wanted to take it. They didn't want to deal with it. I'm like, really? Come
What?
on.
That's like
This is
bread and
good
butter,
here.
right? I'm offering you a steak potato dinner.
Right?
Jeez.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah,
It's
that's
horrible.
crazy. What about if you could fix one thing about your paralyzed body? What would it be?
My legs, like, it just, I I don't know about how any of you guys feel or you feel or how anybody else feels, but like I'm just like, can we just cut them off? Like they're
No, you know what?
such a
That's the
pain in the
first
ass to
thing
carry around
I
and
said.
lift everywhere and drag around.
Yep.
And I mean, when I was walking before my accident, I was 5'11" as a 14-year-old girl. I was 5'11".
Damn, that's
So
pretty
like I
tall.
am leg, all
Right.
leg.
Right.
And they're the heaviest things I've ever lifted.
You know what they tell you too in rehab is they're like, dude, those are your anchors, and I'm like, what the fuck I
Yeah.
need an anchor for? What am I, aircraft carrier? Like,
They're like, oh, if we cut off your legs, you won't have any balance. I'm like, I already don't have any balance.
right, right. Well, and now it's sad to say because I screamed this at very first. I'm like, can we just cut them off? You know, I mean, Lego legs. I'm so sick of them. They, take,
Right.
especially right after your injury, they're so heavy, so heavy.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but later on, now that I'm thinking about it, I just got my first standing wheelchair. And I'm like, well, I guess I can keep them for this thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
that I guess
Well,
I'll
the,
keep them for.
the
Thanks,
thing
Austin.
about me is that my legs never atrophied. So my legs are still the same size as they were my whole life. If I gain weight, my legs get bigger. If I lose weight, my legs get thinner. Like it's just they never like how a lot of paraplegic or quadriplegic their lower limbs they atrophy. Mine never did.
Right.
So they're still extra heavy.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine that. I don't know. Me, I got lucky. They haven't really gotten super skinny, but they're not like
Yeah.
gaining weight, I guess. Because I'm
Yeah.
I'm a T3 T4, so I'm chest level down.
Right.
If I could do anything, it'd be this damn pot belly. They get you got the parabelly you
I
get.
know.
You know what I mean?
I know, right?
Everything just settles on the bottom there.
Yeah.
Let's see. What about this? What about your pain level? What's that like for you?
Oh gosh. My lower back is on one side really is like the worst, but more recently it's been my hands. My hands have been so bad. It's so hard to push if I'm like, you know, when you have to maneuver the wheelchair, it's you're moving one hand one way and the other hand the other way, and it is like I'm being stabbed in the wrist.
Right.
So the hands have gotten really bad. My shoulders, they're just done. They
Yeah.
used to be just my back, and now it's everything else.
See, and that goes along with what we talked about earlier. If you could learn what you learn with the manual and then later switch off into the power, it might have helped you a little bit. I had an argument with my buddy Chad a while ago. I was talking to him, and he's like, "You should just get yourself in a manual." And I'm like, "So what? To suffer the whole time?" Like, oh man. Don't get me wrong. I use my manual. I have props for people that are in manuals, but if you have an option, maybe try to save a little bit of your muscles. You know what I mean?
And I totally agree with that. I totally agree. And, like if I would have had the option to have the manual chair outside and have the power chair inside, I would have always done it that way because it at least gives you a break for a while,
Right. Right. Yep. Helps you save a little bit of your rigidity, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
What helped you the most after your accident? What was the biggest help?
To be honest with you, to get through my teenage years, drugs helped me.
Hey, I mean, sometimes that's what
with you.
that's what it is. Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, drugs helped me. And then when I was 21, I found out that I was pregnant with my oldest son, and I stopped doing drugs. And that's pretty much what I cleaned my life up, but I had him, and I just kind of grew with that. And I became more of an adult, I guess. And then it was just like, okay, time to just stop. Time to just deal with it,
Right. Yeah, having children really kind of puts it in perspective. Of like for me, I had my child before my accident, and like I realized at that moment when I had my child that my life had changed. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't live up to what I thought I was supposed to live up to, apparently, because when I got in my accident, I realized, wow, there's so much more to life that I've been missing. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it
Yeah.
opens your eyes up a whole nother angle. You appreciate that child more. You appreciate your time more.
Right, exactly,
And life,
yeah.
life in entirety more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at my age when I got my accident, I didn't know what life was. I didn't know how to, I was 14. The only thing I knew is that I didn't get to play sports anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't get
Yeah.
to be that tomboy that I was,
It would
and
suck to be that young, man. I hate to hear that when people don't get to grow up at least. You know what I mean?
yeah, and so that was the hardest part, I think, and that's why I kind of turned to those things, when I was there, because it was like the only thing that I could do that would keep me.
Keep
And now
you
it's just,
sane.
and now it's just happy pills.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you think about it, and really the happy pills now that they give you are doing the same thing the drugs were doing back then. Only sometimes it's maybe even more dangerous than it was back then.
It could be, yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I always
Life is
recommend
crazy.
the edibles, the marijuana gummy edibles, or anything
Yeah.
else that you can do. You know what I mean, to kind of keep the thing about it is your mental health is most important, I believe.
Yeah,
If you can keep your
exactly.
mental health and then check on your physical health every once in a while, look at your feet, make sure
Mhm.
those are good. I actually had you're the first person I'm sharing this with. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
I had a toenail that had come down and started growing into my skin.
Mm,
And it was causing an infection. I didn't even realize. My
right.
foot started turning red. I had a red line that was going from my toe to my foot. And I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck is that? So
that's not good.
no, so I got out of the shower and I'm going to like clean everything up and I'm going to cut my stuff. Well, normally I cut my, toenails like once a month because they don't grow that much.
Right.
But this one apparently grew super fast and like, I was like, oh no, this is bad. So I'm freaking out as I normally do. And
Yeah.
I'm like going to cut it, and I guess there was like a blister that popped, and oh man, it was like there was a little bit of blood, not a lot of blood, but a little bit of blood,
Mhm.
and I'm like, ah, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, babe, help me, I gotta go to the doctors, and she's like, oh, would you calm down, take this towel, put a Band-Aid on it, call your doctor, make an appointment to the foot people or whatever, and I'm waiting to hear from them, um.
Right.
But yeah, so I did all that, wrapped it up, whatever, and then like the next day, and then even today, like its swellings went down, everything's normal, but it still
Yeah.
needs to be dealt with. You know what I mean? Like, but that's something
Yeah.
that you got to check your feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Check
you
your
have
feet.
to. It's so random. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so random that things should happen. Like, I think one time my foot fell off of my foot plate and I didn't realize it. And I ran my foot over, and all of a sudden I didn't even know. And then what made me notice is that there was blood all over the floor.
Oh my
You know what I mean? I'm
gosh.
like,
Hold
what is
on,
going
back
on?
that
And I
up a
looked down and
second.
I'm like, holy shit, my foot is like
You just said you
pouring blood
ran your
everywhere.
foot over?
Well, I think I like kind of like ran over like a toe or something, and it kind of ripped the toe open, and yeah, it was
Oh, like on
not
your
pretty.
power
There was
chair?
blood
Oh,
everywhere.
okay.
Plus, I'm on blood thinners, so that didn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never ran over a toe. That's another thing. Man, that's crazy. But it's stuff like that. I'm sure. You know what I mean? A lot of
Yeah.
people around the country and around the world that listen to this show on like audio, thank you by the way, and podcast stuff. They're like some of them are probably like, yeah, I did the same thing. Or whatever. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like it happens.
it does.
But yeah, that's crazy. Let's move right along here. Let's go to what about hobbies? What do you do for fun?
I like to play games on my phone. I don't really have a lot of hobbies because I just don't have time to do anything anymore. It's like I go to work, I take care of my kids, I come home, I sleep, I play little games on my phone.
What
And
kind of
that's about
games do you
it.
play?
Like, Monopoly Go. That's my favorite.
Oh, there you go. My fiance plays what's it called? Homescapes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where you gotta match up the
didn't
bubbles.
Really get into that one, but yeah, definitely Monopoly Go is my big one, and then I do like color pictures and things like I don't know, just weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm into. I don't know. I've been for some reason. My mother sends me Scrabble all the time, or the word game,
Oh,
off
okay.
of Facebook. So I play that, and then all of a sudden, like everybody started sending me it. So I just started like
Yeah.
playing with everybody, and then so now I just got like 13 Scrabble games going.
Oh,
at
wow.
one point. It's crazy. I don't know what happened. But normally I play Xbox. I love the console stuff. If you ever
I
get
am a
into
big
that.
fan of the Lego Marvel, Lego Batman, Lego, all those Lego games.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
on the
those are fun.
Xbox or whatever. Those are my favorites.
I love those games.
Yeah.
I remember when those games first came out. I had a family video. You remember? You know what family video is?
I don't.
So you know, like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We would go there, and I would rent video games, and
Mm-hmm.
we'd go home and play them. And when they first came out, those were some of the funnest games that I could play.
Lego Star Wars, I think, was the very first one, and then Indiana Jones, and those were like I've been playing them since they first started coming out.
Nice. JD Girth 12 said, "Love the Wheelchair Wednesdays. Rock on." He said, "I'm the same level as Carly here, and I feel that my legs haven't atrophied either, and I'm a big fella."
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've been a big girl too, so they've just stayed as big as I am.
yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody. You know, the amount of different stories that we've heard on this show. Like I said, we've done over 100 episodes, and nobody's injury is exactly the same. Like nobody is cut exactly the same. And I bet you I could do 2,000 episodes, and nobody would be the same.
Yeah, no. I was on, like I said, I was on a wheelchair basketball team, and some of the girls that I was with, they had really atrophied legs, and then they would take their legs off their foot plate, and their legs would just spasm like straight.
Oh
and
yeah,
they
I've
could
seen that.
use
Yeah,
that to their advantage to like transfer and get up off the ground and things. I can't. My legs don't spasm. My legs don't do anything like that I could use to my advantage to help me move around or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. I think I have a little minimal spasm. So like when I get off my wheelchair to get in my bed and somebody grabs my legs and puts them up, then I'll have a jerk. But that's pretty much it. Or like when we do my stretches, like today they'll do, the normal stretches, and when they put them down, we take my foot and they push it back like this.
Yeah, that's the only time.
And then my foot will go do. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if I have to go to the bathroom really bad,
Right.
sometimes my legs will just start jumping.
Just start letting you know, right? Yeah, your body's always got a way to tell you something. I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
What about your fitness/diet? What do you do to keep in shape? I know, try to say keep in shape in America is like, huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't really have a regimen. I mean, I work 40 hours a week. That's pretty much my workout, is that I work and I'm pushing all over a retail store, 40 hours a week. That's my workout.
Nice. What retail store do you work at, by the way?
CVS.
CVS, that's right. Okay. And how long have you been there?
8 years.
Wow. So they must like you there, huh? You get along pretty well with them?
I'm pretty much the only one that does everything there.
Damn, leave it up to the wheelchair lady to do everybody's job.
I'm half a person. Why am I doing everybody's job?
Right. Oh, I'm sure the customers probably love you, though.
Oh, I get a lot of good, responses from the customers, but
right, for sure. What about the type of chair you have, and do you have a name for it?
So, I haven't named any of my chairs.
Oh, come on! Somebody's got to have this.
I know that's still. I don't know why. I named my cars, but I never. Or my old. Well, I haven't named my newest one, but I've never named any chairs. But for my power chair, I have I don't know. It's like I think it's a Quickie Edge or something.
Okay.
Power chair, and then my manual chair, which I've had since I was like 16, that I'm still in. It's been welded together twice. Was a basketball chair. It's old. It's a Invacare top end Terminator.
I've never even heard of that.
I've ever had in my life. I've tried the Tylites. I've tried all these other chairs, and none of them compare to this chair.
She said Invacare top end Terminator.
Yeah, Invacare.
Invacare top end Terminator.
Yep.
That's right.
Terminator.
Put it in there. I'm trying to think of a Terminator line. What's he say? He's like, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yep, that's a good one. And you're in California too. How nice. Yeah, so no, I've never heard of the Invacare. I've heard of Invacare, but I've never heard of the Invacare Terminator. That's pretty nice. I mean, you ain't got to name that. That thing's got its own damn name.
Yeah, they stopped making them like maybe 6-7 years ago, so that's pretty much why I'm stuck with this old one.
Right.
Because I can't find one that lasts as long. It's just like, appliances nowadays. Our refrigerators and microwaves back in the day, they lasted forever. Now these new ones, they're
broken 2 years. Yep.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to get 2 years off them shits. Well, I got one last question for you. And okay. I think it's the most important one. This is why I keep it for the last one.
Okay.
What would be your most important piece of advice for that newly injured person that's just now laying up, looking at the hospital TV, watching this episode maybe, that's got your same exact, injury? What would you tell that person?
Just keep your head up. Just keep your head up. It does get easier. It is a big change. It's a lot of work in the beginning, but and don't stay home. Don't sit at home and cry about it. Get out there and just be you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you stay home and cry about it, you're just going to put yourself in this horrible place, and it's not good. Just get out there and just continue to live life, even though it's different.
All right. Nice. I like that. Round of applause for that one. And I'll add to that, and I will say, if you have to, scream as much as you need.
Yeah, that part too.
Yeah, get up in the morning and just damn it. Yeah. And then just all right, here we go. We're good. Let's go. Yep. It'll help you, I'm telling you.
That definitely works.
It does. It helps. It helps get it out, get the shakies off you, and just get to going. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And play your music loudly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I recommend getting at least an 800-watt amp with 112-inch subwoofer, and you just got to crank it. You know what I mean? Feel it in your back. Yeah. Feel it where you can't feel it, and then turn it louder. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Well, I appreciate you coming to hang out with us, Carly.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming along. Everybody, if you want to follow Carly, we're going to have her stuff in the description box below here soon. And then anybody else, if you want to join Wheelchair Wednesday, send me a little shout out on, or message on Facebook, Wheelchair Rick. Hit me up. Otherwise, we're starting to get picked up here. We got people signing their names up, so we got Wheelchair Wednesdays coming down the line here. So stick with us. Stick with us next week when our guest is. I don't have the list on me, so I don't know. You'll have to wait. It's gonna be a surprise. But stick with us, Carly, and everybody else. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace. Thanks for watching. See you.